Welcome in, quick hitters. 2025, Houston Rockets Media Day. Yesterday, players, coaches, general managers. We got MU Doke up here. We got Raphael Stone. They're going to say a few words, getting ready for this upcoming season. Fred VanVleet. I didn't get to speak on Fred VanVleet. Finding out he's out for the whole entire 25-26 season. Torn ACL. Off-season workout. Can the Rockets overcome Fred VanVleet being out for the entire season? It's a little disappointing to me that Fred is out because of the addition of Kevin Durant. You want to see these two veteran players on the floor together, leading this team. Now, KD can bring the ball up. He can do that. You don't want him to do it the whole game or most of the game. All eyes on him. You rather have him coming off curls and pin downs to get him open. But he can bring the ball up, and probably down the stretch, he's majority going to have the ball in his hand last 6 minutes of the ball game, bringing the ball up. So, yeah, Fred VanVleet going to be missed. There's no doubt about it. But we didn't look for points from Fred VanVleet, all right? Leadership. Can Amen Thompson, Reed Shepard, other guys that they added, Dorian Finney-Smith, Josh Okogie, all these other guys can come up on a leadership role, hold each other accountable. Fred didn't score an average 30 points a game. He had probably one or two of them last season. He carried them through in the playoffs on some games when the offense was out of sorts. But you don't look for Fred for points. So it depends on the development from last season. Reed Shepard, Amen Thompson. Of course, you got the veteran still, Aaron Holiday. They have the pieces to cover up Fred's absence. Okay? And you ask yourself, can this team still win a championship without Fred VanVleet this year if they go on that kind of run? It's going to be tough, but we don't have no answer for that. We have to see how the season goes. Now, if Reed Shepard took another step, which we've heard he's been working on his defense, and his shooting is automatic, you don't have to worry about that. Amen Thompson, he took a big step last season. So imagine him coming in this season, improving even more and working on that jump shot. We don't expect him to be Steph Curry, but if he's open, he can knock it down. It's going to stretch the floor. We know what he can do in the paint. We know what he can do slashing. We know him defensively. Josh Okogie going to help with that. Another wing player that gets up into guys. You have Dorian Finney-Smith that they picked up. This team can hit you from all angles. They're very deep. They can throw in all kind of lineup combinations to throw at any team, cause them problems. They can go big. They can go small. They can hit you with all kind of exotic lineups. They brought back Clint Capella for MU Doke, who like to run those big lineups throughout the season, giving big men rest. They're deep enough for that. Because Adams, he's not going to play a lot of back-to-back games. We already know that. That's why it was crucial bringing Clint in. So they got big, they got small, they got versatile players. You can plug and play. You got players that can play 2, 3, 4 positions. Fred will be missed. But Fred, even coming over to the Houston Rockets, the plan was not for Fred to be here for a long period of time. Fred's job was to come over here, is why they paid him a lot of money for leadership for a young group, but also for these other guys to watch Fred, learn from Fred. They've done that. I think it's time now for the younger players to step into that role. All right? It's good to have him there for locker room, on the sideline, extra coach on the floor. But for us producing at a high level, that's the young player's job. So I could see this team still going long and far without a Fred VanVleet if the development is there and they coming in like we all expect them to come in. Amen Thompson, a lot better than last season, which is scary. Reed Shepard working on his defense. Jump shot is still there, but I'm pretty sure he's still working on that, perfecting in that craft. Dorian Finney-Smith, you already seen what he done with the Lakers. He can knock down the three. He can defend at a high level. Another veteran, Josh Okogie, same thing, hell of a wing defender. And he'll knock down an occasional three as well, too. Hard-nosed. So you already see they upgraded from last season. They already covered Jalen Green for the little bit he's done, but he was a hell of a talent. We expected him to do more, but he didn't. They covered that with KD coming over. Dylan Brooks coming over. They covered that with Durant Finney-Smith. Then you threw Josh Okogie in there as well with it. Got Clint Capella clogging the middle. Lob threat. Blocking shots in the paint. Point guards. Aaron Holiday. Man Thompson. He's plug and play. At least 3 or 4 positions he can play and defend. Reece Shepard. Team is deep. We go on and on and on and on talking about this team. And they can do it without a Fred VanVleet coming in ready. So I'm looking forward to that. So yes, the Houston Rockets still, look, high expectations. Either finals or conference championship for these Houston Rockets coming in this season. Anything less than that is a failure. It's a failure. Finals or conference championship. Finals or conference championship game. You do that, the season's not a bust. The season's not a bust if you can do that. So let's get into these interviews real quick. M.U. Doka, Raphael Stone. See what they think about this upcoming season. And mostly all the players as well. So let's get into that real quick.
Good morning to both of you. Ime, obviously a rough way to come into camp with Fred's injury. Do you have any sense of how he's doing after the surgery? And then which players or player do you anticipate will need to fill the playmaking role?
Yeah, he's doing well. They bring him in the day after to get to working on him already. I've had 2 ACLs myself, so I know how they start bending on you from day one. And so he's a little woozy and drugged up a little bit, but getting right after it. And so not really worried about his approach to it. He'll attack the rehab process and already has started that. So, he's in good spirits. But to answer your second question, I think it'll be a committee, all the above. I think we have a lot of versatility in different ways we can go, and some of that will play out in training camp. But obviously we've started to look at different options of guys that will get expanded roles. You look at our men, you look at Reed, those guys are going to play a lot more and initiate a lot more and handle the ball a lot more anyway. And so that'll get expedited a little bit, and you can go with a lot of different directions. KD's a great scorer initiator that can do some things. Alpi obviously for a center as well, and so we have a lot of options we can go to.
Can't believe I forgot about Alpi. Oh, Alpi. That's another one who's been over there overseas wrecking shop. Development. Team is deep. Alpi.
This question is for both of you all. When you all look at the way that you all finished last year, number 2 in the West, and went to the playoffs, what was it about that team that you all looked at that said that we're not good enough, or maybe we're not good enough right now to want to move some of the pieces that you did in the offseason and bring in some of the additions that you did?
I don't think we looked at it as we weren't good enough. I thought that team was good. I just think that the moves that were available to us in the offseason, we thought gave us a better opportunity to win kind of both now and in the future. So, I definitely don't think of it as we walked out of last season feeling negative towards that group in any which way, or thinking we were going to make changes. It's more that this job and this business is one where you're always looking to incrementally improve. And so when those opportunities presented themselves, we thought it was best for the organization.
Yeah, I echo that. I think we didn't overreact to anything as far as the playoffs. We knew if we brought that same unit back, we'd take a step and grow, continue to grow. And, things didn't present the way they did. We would have been fine going back into it with the same group. And so things shake out. We weren't shopping anybody or anything like that. It was what became available and who wanted to come and things of that nature. And so it was an opportunity for us, and we took a look at it then. But I think our group, overachieved in a lot of people's eyes, but we took a good step between year 1 and year 2, and we thought we'd do the same thing in year 3 if we brought that unit back. And so, that's to echo Rafael's statement, I think that's the way you approached it.
Jackson.
For Ime, you already right here in the front. Sorry, you already alluded to bigger roles for Amin Thompson, Reed Shepard, obviously with the Fred injury. What are your kind of expectations for each one of them when they're out there running point, and how do you expect the offense to maybe look different at times when Amin is running the show versus when Reed is running things?
The expectation, I think, is the same thing I've said since I got here, is that we're going to only go as far as our young guys go and the pace that they grow at. And I think they've all taken steps in the last 2 years, and we've seen it this offseason, expect them to do it, carry that over into the season. So they do it a little bit differently. It's hard to emulate the experience and some of the IQ and some of the things that Fred has, just from a standpoint of the things he's gone through and being on championship level. But Reed is one of our more cerebral players that not only can shoot but read the court very well and make the right plays. And so Amin's very different when he plays the game. He's a fast break at his own pace. He pushes it extremely hard, and we're asking everybody else to keep up. So it'll look a little bit different when those two are handling. But overall, I think we're not just leaning on those two. Like I said, we have a lot of options we can go to of guys that can initiate offense and get us into sets. And it won't be the traditional way at times. It'll look a lot different, but I think that's where our versatility and depth comes into play.
Ime, it was reported this offseason that you got a contract extension. What does that commitment mean to you? And I guess for both of you, why are you two so confident in the working relationship, the partnership working out for the long haul?
I'd say it means we've done some things good so far. I think we kind of look at the growth of our group and where we think we can get to, and then want to all kind of be invested and be on the same page as far as that. Me and Rafael from day one have been, on the same page as far as our goals and expectations for our team, and so, to be extended and be together for the next 6 years or whatever. We take it year by year, but it's an honor for me and they entrusted me to obviously be in this role, and we've done some good things, and so credit goes to the players. They continue to allow us to coach them and push them, but our expectations are to get to a certain point, and I think the first 2 years have kind of showed where we want to get to, and I was rewarded for that.
Christy?
Ime, I wondered I'm sure there's a lot, but what excites you most about having Kevin Durant on your team now?
Obviously, I've been around him quite a bit and played against and coached against him for a long time, and so the things that he does, achievements, accolades, those are things that go without saying. And so I think more so than anything, it's just a continue.
Long as he stays healthy, right? Long as he stays healthy, I'm all for it. Long as he stays healthy. My biggest thing was his age and his durability. That's all thing I had with KD. We just want him to be available. That's it.
Elevation of our group and expectations. I think what he does as far as a professionalism, night in, night out, his work ethic, and some of the things I've seen when I've coached him and been around him in different settings, it really will rub off on our team, and it has already. And so, like I said, bringing in the right vets and the right players to complement our young guys has always been a key. Fred, Dylan, Jeff, Aaron, those guys did that and kind of showed our guys how to be pros, and I think Kevin takes it to another level as far as what he does on the court. But not only that, you see why it's not you understand why he is who he is and how he got to that level by what he does every day. And so I think just our young guys working with him and being around him, that's really going to pay dividends for our team.
Good morning. Rafael, could I ask where the organization is with Kevin's contract situation?
You can ask. I'm not going to answer. I don't talk about where we are with any of our players' contracts.
Okay. Could I also ask the health status of Dorian coming off the off-season surgery?
Dorian's doing great. So he's progressing well and kind of on pace. And yeah, I mean you'll get a chance to talk to him in a second. But we feel really good about where he's at.
I hope he's on pace. I didn't hear nothing about him having off-season surgery or anything like that. So hopefully Dorian finishes fifth. He'll be right there in the beginning. Hopefully that's the plan. But yeah, I didn't hear nothing about him being hurt, injured, surgery.
This is for our MA. Was the thought process bringing in Clint Capella is that you want to lean even more into the double big lineup compared to last season?
Yeah, I think we saw some things that worked well. Once Steven became available to play more than 5 minutes stints or play more as the season went on, he got his legs and his rhythm back. we'll still be cautious with him and some other guys with back-to-backs, and so we'd like to have a third guy in there that can play on those nights, but also, like you said, lean in on what went well for us. And so, Alpe's versatility allows him to play with whoever, whether it's a downsized unit or an upsize, and he can play the four with both those guys. And so, when the opportunity presented itself, it was a thing we obviously jumped on, but he gives us another different dimension at the center, a lob threat, rim protection, some of the things that our other guys don't do as well. But I think those three complement each other very well.
Kind of following up on Christy's question about KD, can you talk a little more specifically about how you see him fitting in with the team on the court and what those things are that you really like about him, what he can bring?
Yeah, I mean, the consistent scoring, at times we had our lulls last year and the previous year, and I think, he's a consistent, very efficient scorer. You've seen the numbers. I think the 50, 40, 90 for the last few years, and the points that he averages, he kind of does that in his sleep. But another area we struggled at times was to close games, and he's one of the ultimate closers in the game. And so just those two aspects alone obviously improve our consistency across the board and avoid some of the things the struggles we had offensively at times, and not have to just lean on defense and looking at different things to make it work. When you have a guy like him, you can put it in his hands at times and he can deliver like he has throughout his whole career. And we just keep our identity across the board, and I think he fits in well with what we're doing in the growth of our young guys. And so a very good compliment, obviously, for all those reasons, but some of the areas we struggled, he addresses those.
We'll leave it right there for M. Udoka, Raphael Stone. Let's see if we can get some player reaction here. Okay, Jabari Smith. Let's see what he got going on.
Decisive with the ball in my hands, and just working on being more confident with it. And that goes with getting stronger and working on your ball handling, working on all facets of my game. So that's what I've probably been working on.
Jabbar, you during the offseason, you always had an opportunity. Since you've been in the league, you had an opportunity to work out with KD in the offseason. How good does it feel to have him as a teammate now and to be able to pick his brain on some of the things that he does that you also do that are similar?
It feels great. Being able to work out with him, see how hard he goes, see his everyday routine is just something that's just going to help me in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Spending the time that I have got to spend with him, I've already learned a lot. So I feel like I'm just excited to keep learning with him, excited to play with him, excited to push him.
His cadence already done changed. Jabari Smith Jr. look like he already growing up. Look how he's speaking and talking. Some confidence. Man's growing up right before our eyes, ain't he? Hanging around KD. A couple more years in the league, that'll do that to you. Man's growing up. You can already see it in this interview.
It's going to be some fun.
After the strides you guys made last season, what do you think should be the expectations for this team going forward, especially for this year?
I think the expectation should be a championship. I think everybody around here, everybody in the organization feels we're capable of that, and it's something that you shouldn't sugarcoat. It's something that you want to express and know that we're trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're trying to do. We feel like we're ready for it.
Absolutely.
We got a taste of the playoffs. We know what it takes. We have the team for it, have the coaching staff for it, have the support from the fans. So why not? That's what we're shooting for.
Why not? Why not? Who else here? Dorian. Let's hear a little bit from Dorian. Let's bag his up. About right.
First of all, how's your health doing after the surgery? And then what are your expectations for what your role will be on and off the court with this team?
Well, I've been getting better. Rehab been amazing. And I'm excited for this year. But as far as my role with the team is just be who I am, and that's a communicator. Try to help it as much as I can, especially on the defensive end. I know I played a bunch of vet guys. I probably can help, man, and with some of his defensive assignments, probably give him a break, or probably fuss with him because I'm gonna want to guard the main guy. But just be who I am, shoot the ball when I'm open.
Dorian, what was it about this situation that was really attractive to you? Why did you choose to come here over the Lakers or anywhere else?
The team, the roster is amazing. I love the way Coach, do things, and my family also is in Texas. So I got kids and wife, and it just made sense.
You've been on a couple of teams in the league. What is it about this team that made you look at it from the outside looking in, as far as what they have as far as talent makeup and the way that it's constructed, and also wanting to play for a coach like Ime Udoka?
Just the versatility. We tall, fast, long. He could throw multiple lineups out there. We could do small ball. We could do big. And I just felt like this was a great situation for me. Defensive guys, I love playing with, a bunch of people who take pride in, guarding guys. And whenever you play Houston, you knew it was going to be a tough game. And then sometimes the referee can't call all the fouls because they're going to hit you every possession. And, it's excited to be on that side of the court.
Hey, Dorian, welcome to Houston. Can you talk about kind of a follow-up, what you really bring to the game and to this team for people who haven't seen you much?
I'm an energy giver. I'm going to go out there and you're going to hear me talking a whole lot. I don't shut up when I'm on the court. And I want to win. I'm a competitor, and I kind of take that in everything I do. I love to win, and that's what I came here for, to win.
Hi, Dorian. You mentioned being in Texas specifically was kind of a driver, a factor, and you're nodding right now. Your decision, is there any kind of Texas-themed or Texas-specific things you've done since being back that have brought you joy, anything like that?
No, I'm just getting used to everything being 30 minutes away. Nah, but my family love Texas. Get back to some of that Texas barbecue. Just trying to find out the difference between Houston and Dallas. I've been hearing I'm gonna like Houston a lot better than Dallas. So.
Bet.
You come here as not just a very good defensive player, but also someone who can really shoot the three. And this is a team that has not been a consistently good three-point shooting team. You talk a little bit about how you feel like you add something to this roster, specifically on that side of the ball.
With the roster we have now, especially with guys like KD and Sangoon, they're gonna draw a lot of double teams, and to have somebody on the court like me who can shoot the ball, I feel like it gives us an advantage. It put teams in tough closeout situations, and I'm excited to get some of those, corner threes.
Dorian, I know you were dealing with that injury for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I wondered if you could just describe how, maybe a few years even?
Yeah, the last 2 years, really down the stretch of last season, just, but I'm a competitor, like I said, so I want to play. Sometimes I probably made the injury worse because my nut ass don't want to sit down.
We just want to know, is it good now? That's it. Are you ready to go now? Or are you going to miss any games to start the season? We just want some guarantees. Are you ready? Give me a little something. Are you ready?
Excuse my language, but, I don't like to sit. So, you might have to save me from myself. And I wish I'd have had somebody just tell me to, take it easy 2 years ago. And I'd probably be in a better position. But, that's what got me here, being that, hard-nosed guy. So sometimes the things that get you, where you at can also, hurt you. So I'm learning, sometimes you gotta listen to the body.
Do you have a feel for what the timetable is where you'll be ready?
Soon. I've been running, so it's been getting better.
You mentioned Ime.
So I guess we got to work with that. He's not ready now. We know that now. He's not ready right now. Now, will he be ready when the season starts? That's what we're counting on. That's all we count on.
What is it about his coaching style that drew you in and you don't think is a good fit for you?
Well, I tend to look at the opposing bench a lot when I'm playing because, I like to look at their plays or hear the plays they call out, or, I shoot a lot of corner threes, so I kind of look at the bench after I make the threes. And he always had this blank stare on his face, like he ready to, anything can happen, he going to be ready to, get on the court, and I just loved it. I liked it, and first time we had dinner, after I made the decision to come here, first time I seen him smile. So, but no, I just it seemed like everywhere he went, that competitive nature follows, even when he was in Boston. So.
When you've been playing a long time like you have, can it be energizing to be around a team that has a lot of really young guys?
Yeah, for sure. When you're playing with these young guys, especially watching guys like Amen who just doing all this jumping and stuff. Nah, it gives you energy, but just to see how much they work, that's I come in at night, and I love to see Jabari in the gym at night. You got Torrey in the gym at night, and that's how I made my way in this league, just being a hard worker. So to see these young guys doing that, it's kind of a breath of fresh air. Like, okay, we're going in the right direction.
Hey, Dorian, down here in the front. Welcome to Houston. You've obviously seen this team now under Ime Udoka for the past couple of years, competed against them. What's kind of just your early impressions now that you're going to be teammates with two kind of young stars in this league, in Alperen Sengun and Amin Thompson, and kind of what they're capable of as players?
Repeat that again. You kind of.
Sorry, just what do you think of Alperen Sengun and Amin Thompson and what they're capable of as players?
Oh man, shit. Amin, great defender, great athlete, can play multiple positions, steady getting better, learning, getting a shot better. I seen him shooting the ball a lot better this summer. And really, shooting is, I've been in them shoes. You just gotta not give a fucking shoot it with confidence. I telling them that, but it's easy said than done. With Sengun, just, watching him over the summer, because we all had to watch him on TV. He had a great summer this year, but playing against him, he's a great passer. I watching that last playoff series, man. I feel like he got so much better just in that playoff series. Going against Draymond and them. I feel like he ain't back down, and sometimes playing against a future Hall of Famer can give you a lot of confidence.
Thank you, Dorian.
Thank you.
Yep.
Someone lift the water, right? Well, that's mine.
I guess we'll get a little bit of.
Yeah.
I guess we'll get a little bit of Steven Adams. Not much. I let Dorian Finney-Smith go because it was a good interview for him. He was saying some good stuff. So we extended him a little bit. We'll get a little bit of Steven Adams. See what's going on.
At this time, and do you think you're potentially going to be able to take on a bigger role in more minutes because of that?
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely in a different spot now. And that's just the process of healing itself. I think we're going to come up to 2 years in November.
Right.
Yeah, right. So, again, we're still sticking to the plan now with in terms of like playing and whatnot. Right now I feel good, feel ready, feel confident with it. But again, it just comes down to, whatever basketball offers, mate. Yeah, just ready for whatever.
Stephen, you have been around Kevin Durant a lot. You know his habits on the court, off the court. Mm-hmm. How excited were you for him to join this team, but what will he bring to this team?
Obviously it was like awesome news, bro. I mean, I haven't played with him. It might have been like 10 years, bro. Yeah, I mean, I haven't played with him in like 10 years. So yeah, like again, and also I was in a different, because he was one of my veterans, So, and also what I knew back then. So there's just different dynamics. Yes, there's familiarity. So it's like, we've got some relationships off court and stuff like this. But like on court, you just change the way you play a bit, So I'm not really expecting the same KD. Because, I mean, and him, the same for me, because that's just unfair. 10 years is a long time, bro, and the NBA game itself has changed, So, again, just show up and just see how how the chemistry is and whatever, you kind of mold it from there. Obviously, you know what he brings. Everyone should be. You guys know, right? Yeah, you guys. I don't have to, it's not new, mate. Not going to surprise you with anything new, but yeah. So, yeah, he's a good dude, mate.
Hey, Stephen, can you just talk about where you are in terms of your level of, I guess, excitement and enthusiasm about this team going through the playoffs? Saw more of you. The team gave confidence in saying, yeah, we want you to be a part of the future. How you feel about what this team can do this year?
Yeah, obviously there's like there's like a good sense of enthusiasm and whatnot. So everyone's kind of hyped for the growth that the team had last year. Again, what playoffs does is it puts so much pressure on the team as a whole. You're just one organism, right? And so a lot of these like issues or whatever, like those
Get ready for science, folks. Get ready for science. Steven Adams.
come up, so then you could address them properly. Sometimes when you're in regular season, you can kind of brush over them. Like it doesn't stick out as much, right? So that was even just for players who we traded and whatnot, Dylan and Jalen, and even Jock and whatnot. Just all these different things they could all learn from it, right? So all of us who've been through it last year, we're just gonna learn from that process. And again, it's about like the process of what you're gonna do. So your approach, not so much the outcome. That'll happen once the process is taken care of, right? Yeah.
Steven, I know you said it's been 10 years, but what do you remember about being a teammate of Kevin, and what kind of teammate he was?
No, he was cool, bro. Yeah, just solid dude, good teammate. You know what I mean? He wasn't a dick or anything. Like he was a good man, bro. You know what I mean? I will say it's like
he's a good teammate.
He'll give his work ethic, like his and the attention to detail for his craft is insane, and it really is like one of the great. If you guys have the opportunity to like watch someone work out, you watch some basketball players work out, but to watch like KD work out, you're just like fuck.
He's throwing some bombs out there. Let's skip through him. Oh, Clint Capella. We'll give him about 30 seconds. Oh, Clint.
Doing, rim running, finish at the rim, aggressiveness around the rim, put that pressure inside the paint to free our shooters, make free shot happen, and defensively, be able to switch, be able to block shots in the paint, rebounding, offensive rebounding, and be a presence.
Hey, Clint, welcome back. Kind of following up on that, can you just talk about your thoughts about bringing all that back to this team and what that looks like from when you were here before?
When I was here, I just feel that this team, compared to last year, like I knew that that there is all the potential to get the job done. From whenever I was here, I feel like this team has something here again that can allow us to go forward and win. And this is why I made the choice to come here. I wanted to feel that again, to be on the team where we have all the tools to make it happen.
When you look at a head coach.
Well said, Clint. Well said. Who else we got? Oh, the main man of the hour, KD. Let's check him out. I heard his press conferences are not so good, but hey, his first one for the Rockets, he might give you a little something.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll take first question. Danielle. Hey, Kevin. Danielle with the Houston Chronicle. Nice to meet you.
You too.
What made you want to come play for this team, and do you see yourself signing a...
One thing, I'm glad he got his low cut working right now. We don't want to see the patches and the bad Gardner work that he's been showing last few seasons. So having that head low, looking good on KD. Just keep it low or go bald. I don't know why he don't go bald, but keep it real low like that with a little edge, low as you can get it. But long as not showing that mange is what we're used to seeing. Hey, wonderful. But right now he's looking good. Let's check
contract extension with the Rockets?
I do see myself signing a contract extension. I can't tell you exactly when that'll happen, but I do see it happening.
Extension, folks. You hear that? He wants to sign an extension, and it will happen. If he wants to stay, Raphael Stone going to oblige him. You can guarantee you that. How many years? Don't know. He is an old school guy, 18th year in the NBA. I would say sign him to a 2-year deal. That's what I would say. I would say not counting this year, but 2 after that, so that's about 3 years. Let him play this year and 2 more after that. and hang it up with KD. If you can't get a championship or two out of that deal, there's a problem.
And just seeing the quick progression of this franchise from where it was right after that James Harden, Chris Paul era. Seeing when Ime got here and how he turned it around so fast. Then have some connections here within the organization, people I work with around the league already. So it just felt organic and natural coming into the gym, getting be a Houston Rocket for the first time. So I always have respect for this coaching staff, this fan base, this state, this city. So it feels right.
Kevin, last season I got an opportunity to speak with you after the game, and I asked you about Jabari Smith Jr. and how much of you do you see in his game, and you talked about how his growth and his progression is, and how you've worked with him. What is it going to be like now, just being a teammate, being able to pour into him those things that you've done over the years? Yeah, just being a resource whenever he needs it. Happy I get to see his journey up close and personal now. It's somebody I've been following and watching since high school, so to be on the same floor with him and go through the journey together is going to be fun. He's somebody that works extremely hard, that wants to be great, that's coachable, so I think he'll continue to just keep getting better. I think with more expectation, pressure that comes with being on this team and being expected to win games, I think that'll make you a better player as well. So I can't wait to see how he dives into this opportunity and gets better from it.
Christy, after playing for the University of Texas in college and being a lot of other places since then, what's it like for you to be playing for a Texas team again for the first time in a lot of years with a lot of things you've done since then?
Yeah, it feels amazing to be back here. I always found my way to Houston throughout the years, just from friends and relationships I've built since coming to Texas. So always felt that this was a place that I could settle in and live. Actually, I never thought about it, but I always say Houston is a good place to move to, and so for this opportunity.
Welcome in, join the bunch. Everybody who comes to play for the Rockets, come to play for the Texans. Come just to live here, rappers, entertainers. Once they come to H-Town, it's hard for them to leave. I wonder why. Makes you wonder, do it have anything to do with the nightlife? Maybe a few strip clubs? I don't know. Back alleys, dark spots? Maybe. But when they come here, they can't leave. They can't leave.
To come around, it felt natural, it felt right. Got so much, always had support here from me playing at Texas, so I always felt the love every time I came back to Houston. So to put on a Rockets jersey, I know it's going to be it's going to go to the next level, so I'm looking forward to it.
Kevin, in terms of being a playmaker, you've been a top guy in that aspect for such a long time. How do you expect to add to this team, especially with the loss of Fred VanVleet and now the development of Ben Thompson as a playmaker?
Yeah, I just think that playmaking is a team thing, and I think that as many plays we make for each other throughout the game, the better. Sometimes you don't always get the assist for it. Sometimes just you don't even touch the ball and you're creating a play for your teammates. And so if we play together, if we play off of each other, we move our bodies and we move the ball, I think that we all can showcase our playmaking talents. And so we got high IQ guys on the team that know how to play. So now we got to figure out what's the best way to mesh on the floor and then start executing from day one. So looking forward to that.
Hi, Kevin. You mentioned you're happy to be here in Texas as a resident. Are there any kind of Texas-specific things that you've enjoyed, Houston-specific things, since you've been a resident here?
I haven't done much, just trying to get acclimated to.
Don't worry, folks. We're almost done. We're almost done.
The city. I'm looking forward to. It's such a diverse city. It's so many different pockets and places you can roam into. So I'm looking forward to just roaming. To be honest, I don't know exactly what will happen, but I'm just looking forward to immersing myself here in the community and figuring out my rhythm within this community. So, it's always figure it out. Every city I've been into, I'll just figure it out somehow, and I'm looking forward to doing that here.
Hi, Kevin.
When you think about your legacy as a basketball player, how do you hope your time at the Rockets will
Where you
add?
at?
Here.
Oh, sorry.
Xiaoxuan from Kuaishou, China. So when you think about your legacy as a basketball player, how do you hope your time with the Rockets will add to the story?
I mean, legacy is just such a, it's a word.
Don't go down that rabbit hole, KD. Don't go down that rabbit hole. Don't get into that Michael Jordan twist, legacy. Where do you stand when your career is done? Don't get into that.
That just got, the definition of the word just got confusing over the last few years to me. So to me, it's just always about impacting and building good relationships within the organization. I just feel like every place that I've been, from the outside looking in, it may have been a tough breakup, from each team that I've gone to. But behind the scenes, I've built so many great relationships with people and lifelong friendships that have been formed from playing in these organizations.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
So I'm looking forward to just doing that and building upon that every single day, building that bond, because who knows, people that work here now might get a better opportunity at another franchise. And, it's just how the leagues work. So those relationships that you build on a human level is the most important thing. I think those are most impactful as you go.
KD is doing it good at it. He's doing it real good. Bunch of hot garbage, but he's doing it good. He know how to dodge that. He's dodging it good, boy.
Throughout this journey in the NBA, it's just who you meet and who you build with.
Kevin, this is year 18 for you. You've won multiple championships.
19.
Wait, 19? Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, they took a year from me because
I was thinking 07,
Achilles.
but yeah, I got to, because yeah, it goes into 26, so 19.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're 19. You've won multiple championships. You've been on tons of contending teams. Yeah. Do you see this as a championship level roster? And what is, if you do, what's special about it?
I never talk. I mean, I never talk about championships on any team I've been on. You just put your head down and work every single day. But the formula I felt the last few years in the league is to have size, is to have guys that can penetrate, guys that can create extra possessions for you, guys.
Would you say KD has been humbled all his years in the league, bouncing on different teams, going to the Golden State Warriors, getting a couple of championships, every stop he's went, controversy on most of them, forced out or he wanted to leave himself. Now he lands in Houston. Bottom half to the end of his career. 2-year deal, 3-year deal. Will seal it up for him for his career. He go ahead and retire. Looking for at least one more championship. Man, been through the grind. He's been through the grind. He just want to play basketball. That's it. The man has been humbled. He don't want no fight. He don't want no static. Just play basketball. Long as he resembles some kind of leadership, goes out there, balls out, don't give you those kind of whiny sound bites or pouting throughout the season. He's good with me. He's good. He's real good. Just lead this team, produce. I won't have no problem with it. All this commercialized responses, hey, do what you got to do. But I think he's humbled.
They can switch and guard multiple positions, length, athleticism, discipline, effort every single night from a scheme perspective, and camaraderie, continuity, all of that stuff matters. And that's the type of stuff that usually has been successful the last couple of years from my observation. So I feel like we got bits and pieces of all of those attributes on our team now. And it's just all about how we cook it all up and come together and form who we want to be and our identity as we go forward. And that may take time. Who knows how long it'll take. But actually putting in the work and trying to figure it.
Hope it don't take too much time. They don't have time no more. Houston Rockets got to go get it. They got to go get it. we'll leave it right there. KD joining the Houston Rockets for the first time in his career, coming over trying to help us get a championship. And remember, I was all against this trade of bringing KD in, but I'm settling in now, and I'm okay with it because I understand this team needed scoring, especially down the stretch, to bring some kind of leadership. Fred VanVleet is out now. We're going to have to lean on KD, the other vets. Green, Uncle Jeff. We're going to have to lean on him. Dorian Finney-Smith, he's a veteran. Okogie. Got a few vets left on this team. Aaron Holiday. So big season coming up for the Houston Rockets. I expect them to go far. I expect them, like we said, championship, conference championship, or finals. We're not saying they have to win the conference championship. Just get there, and we'll fill in the pieces everywhere else. That's all you got to do. But yes, Fred VanVleet out for the entire season. At least that's what they say. Because you know how this stuff works. At the end of the season, close to the playoffs, they always say there's a capability of him coming back and all this other stuff. I'm counting him out. I don't think he's going to be back next season. Not with an injury like that, and then it takes time after he's been sitting so long. You can't look at him to be a big contributor if he did come back. So count him out. Expect these young players to step up, emerge from last season. Because Fred VanVleet, the whole plan was him not to be with the Houston Rockets forever. Just bring the young guys along. Bring leadership. He's done that. If you ask me, he already served his purpose. Fred VanVleet. He served it already, you ask me. So this could be a test. Him going out for the whole year, let's see what the young players have learned. It's your time now. Let's see what you have learned for this push. So looking forward to it coming in this season. But yes, media day yesterday for the Houston Rockets 2025. A lot of additions. Coaching staff looking good. We ready to go. G.S.Q.H. Goodymo Sports Quick Hits. Thanks for y'all time. Terrible Tuesday. Go get it. We out of here. Peace.